Is this working? Yeah. Is this working? Hello? Hello? I think we want to get started. I don't know. I can't make this work. Oh, there we go. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm just thrilled to see this large a group. It's really wonderful that there's this much interest in these cases. They are of extreme importance, and we have a lot of great thinkers here for an exchange of ideas and experience. And I am hoping that as many of you will be able to pose questions and get involved in our discussion as possible within the time constraints that we have. As an initial matter, I just want to say that this, as you all know, this is a joint program of the International Law section and the Litigation section of the DC Bar, together with the American Society of International Law. And I think, you all know what the DC Bar does. I hope you know what the International Law section in particular does, and our efforts to try to engage our members and others in key international issues. Can someone help me maybe fix this? But I'm not sure if you're as familiar with the American Society of International Law. Some of you may not be, and I wanted to have Betsy Anderson, who's the executive director, just say a few words to you about that, because it's such an important organization, and I hope more of you will get involved. And so I'll let her say a few words.
Thanks, Nancy. I'm Betsy Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of ASIL, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon to this very interesting program. Those of you who don't know ASIL, we are 102 years old and have a mission of promoting greater understanding of international law. We do that through a variety of activities, events such as this, our publications. You may know the American Journal of International Law and International Legal Materials. We also publish ASIL Insights, which are electronic bulletins, kind of give you international law behind the news. We convene educational programs for lawyers and for judges about international law. We organize the expertise of our membership for the media. They call us for insight in international law. And we also contribute to policy deliberation around international legal issues through task forces, working groups, and the like. I will speak loudly.
Can everyone hear fine without this?
The decisions we're talking about today have given us a lot to work on and a lot of focus for these publications and activities over the last year. We published 2 volumes of our journal containing essays on the Military Commissions Act. This fall, the journal will feature a series of essays on the Medellin decision. These cases have also been the subject of many ASIL Insights and programs at Tiller House and in collaboration here with the DC Bar. So I hope that those of you who are not members of ASIL will consider joining and getting involved in all these activities and lending your expertise to our work. Those of you who are already members who want to find out how you can get more involved, don't hesitate to grab me, or Sheila Ward in the back here is our Director of Member Relations, and happy to help with that. Let me just flag one event for those of you who are summer associates or responsible for summer associate programs. On July 24th at our headquarters, we will have a program on international law featuring John Bellinger, the legal advisor of the State Department, as our speaker. So if you want to be invited to that, just let Sheila or me know, or check out our website for that announcement in the next week or so. Finally, I want to say thank you to the DC Bar for this collaboration. Over the last year, I think we've probably had a half dozen, maybe a dozen programs here at Arnold and Porter with the DC Bar, and it's been, I think, a very effective joint effort by the 2 organizations. And it wouldn't be possible without the help of Nancy Perkins, who is our treasurer at ASIL, a member of our executive committee, and our leadership for a long time, and also plays a leadership role in the DC Bar and the international section, and has really forged this partnership. and also lent the support of Arnold and Porter. So very grateful to you and to your firm, and I look forward to the discussion today. Thanks.
Thank you, Betsy. Okay, what I think I want to do is, just so you know how we're going to sort of proceed, is introduce all of our speakers, and then we'll have 3 speakers who are going to focus primarily on the Boumediene case, and then 2 on Medellin. And then we'll take questions from all of you, and possibly we'll try to group questions on one of the cases, and then the other 2 depending on how many questions there are and how much time we have. But I do want you to, I'm sure you have knowledge of many of our speakers, but I want to just give you a little background on all of them. John Cohn is taking the place of Greg Katzis, and we're really glad to have John back. He came to speak with us right after the arguments in Boumediene, and he is, great contributor in terms of the government's perspective in the case. He joined the Department of Justice in 2003, and he's the Deputy Assistant Attorney General there in the Civil Division. And in that position, he oversees the appellate staff, which defends the United States in the courts of appeals, and a whole variety of civil actions, and including those on the war of terror. So, he's got a huge responsibility in that whole area. His office defended the Boumediene case in the D.C. Circuit, and he's personally argued over 20 cases in the courts of appeals, including the Rasool case, and he has continued to be involved with what's going on in Boumediene now. He's a magna cum laude graduate from Harvard and for Harvard Law School, and he clerked on the Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, and then for Justice Thomas in the Supreme Court. We're going to then hear from Vijay Boumediene, who is an attorney advisor for political and military affairs at the State Department. And Vijay is the department's lead counsel on the war of terror and detainee issues. He was the lead lawyer for the department in Boumediene, and he also has worked extensively on the U.S. government filings in the other case, Munaf Omar, and others in, they're connected. He co-chairs the Interagency Policy Committee that's handling public diplomacy related to detainee issues. And in that capacity, he coordinates the legal aspects of the communication strategy related to detainees. He's also served as a legal advisor to numerous delegations representing the United States in international conferences, treaty presentations, and bilateral negotiations. As I mentioned, he's currently working as part of the State Department team dealing with the aftermath of Boumediene, and including considering the next steps and explaining the decision and its implications in the international community. And in the fall, he's going to join Cardozo Law School as a visiting professor. Then we're going to have 2 speakers on Medellin, and our first will be Catherine Amifar. She's a partner at Debevoise & Plimpton, where she practices in the area of international litigation and arbitration, as well as public international law and commercial litigation. Together with Don Donovan, who was going to be with us today but couldn't, he was away and couldn't join us, she represented Medellin before the Supreme Court. And in addition, she's represented Mexico before the International Court of Justice in the Avena case that's so central to Medellin. She also appeared in the Supreme Court in the Sanchez Llamas case, and continues to litigate issues raised by the Avena decisions in the Texas courts. Just last week, she had the opportunity to argue in the ICJ on behalf of Mexico, and she may want to say a few words about that.